What's up, folks? Matt with Texas Edge Home Inspections. Today, I'm doing an inspection on a house that's about 40 plus years old. Usually you see me doing a lot of new construction inspections. That's just what my business, that's the people that end up calling me a lot these days. However, I still do older homes as well. And today we have one of those and we got some issues, obviously. So come take a look with me. So up here on the roof, it's really not that old. Roof's actually in pretty good shape. But there's a couple of things I'm gonna point out. So I'm gonna turn this camera around and show you a couple of things here. Check it out. We need to get all this debris off the roof. This stuff harbors moisture and pests. Also, that moisture that it harbors can end up working its way underneath the shingles and damage some of the roof decking. It's good to clear this off periodically. That's a problem. This is a bigger problem here. Squirrels like to eat at these lead jacks on these plumbing pipes. And you can see this one's got a pretty big hole on it. This one's got a much bigger hole, a couple of them right here. And these are areas where water is going to penetrate into the ag space. So this definitely needs to be taken care of. So here's a window on the side of the house. And what I want to show you is we have a piece of steel right here. It's called a lintel. And this steel is what's holding that brick in place above that window. It is a structural piece of steel. And we have that on every window all around the house, except for when we come around to the back. This is actually a new one for me. I have not seen this before. But we are missing a lintel here. And we are missing one right over here as well. And you're probably not gonna be able to see this very good, but if I take this brick section here and I try to push it just a little bit, we get a little bit of movement. See if you can see that a little bit, I'm not sure. Anyway, get a little bit of movement. Not a lot of movement, but I anticipate that's coming. You can see we have some cracks right in the corners right here, and that's because we are missing that lintel and that brick is actually not being held in place properly. See all these cracks in the driveway? We got quite a bit going on. Not always, but sometimes this can be an indication that we might have some foundation problems possibly. I don't really see any on this house, but I did see something over here in the detached garage. Now what I'm about to show you can be related to foundation. I mean, it certainly is related to foundation, but I just don't think that we're having foundation problems, but we've certainly seen some movement. Let me show you. You can see deflection cracking. You see this kind of stair step crack? Seems to start up here and then follow all the way down. See, it keeps going down, goes through some bricks here, and then we have a spot on the foundation here where we have some cracking going on as well. But here in the detached garage, although we see some cracking in the flooring, which is pretty typical, we don't really see any signs of structural issues or anything. So it's no real surprise that this house has had some movement. It's been around for 40 plus years, and it looks like this may have absorbed the brunt of the movement. I don't see anything like that on the main structure at all, and it doesn't give me any reason to be concerned about the foundation, but we're going to continue to look. Here's something we see a lot as inspectors. We call this out as a hazard, but it's kind of controversial, so let me explain. Double cylinder doors, or meaning that you have a key lock on the inside of the door here. So oftentimes you'll find them like this, sometimes you'll find them with the key in it. Okay, so about this is considered a safety hazard because if you had to exit the house and this was locked and there's, let's say, a fire or something, and you might have to look for a key in order to get out, that is a safety hazard. You're supposed to have a thumb turn here. But people say, well, because you have glass, someone could break in the house, and that's the reason why you have this there. But oftentimes we find them with a key in them, so that makes it completely pointless. And you could say, well, we just take the key out at night, but if you take the key out at night, we're back to the fire hazard. So all in all, these are just not very safe, and honestly, I don't buy the window theory, and I'll tell you why. If I were trying, not that I would, but if I were trying to break into a house, there's a front door there, that's an option, right? But also you could just go to the backyard, and if you're gonna break glass, you might as well break this glass and walk right in. And so there's plenty of glass all around the house. This one's just really nice and low and inconspicuous because it's in the backyard, so I just don't buy the glass theory. So I'm over here at the water heater, and honestly, I'm just thankful that I made it over here because it was pretty treacherous, let me tell you. There is no passageway here, and there's no real space to work on this platform that the water heater's sitting on. Code requires a 24-inch passageway unobstructed all the way to this equipment and a 30 by 30 pad where we can actually work to, not we, but anybody that's going to work on this unit to stand and work on it. This doesn't have either one of those. But I really wanted to get over here and take a look, for one, because I wanted to make sure that, you know, the age of it, because I want to make sure it's, you know, not going to fail within a short period of time or something like that. I wanted to come over here and just get a good look at it, get my eyes on it, make sure everything was right. I didn't want to just see it from a distance. So I made my way over here. It's relatively new, it's 2017, so it's not that bad. One thing that I noticed when I was on the roof is that we are terminating through a bonnet style vent. And although this is a 2017 unit, this bonnet style vent is an older style of vent. It's subject to backdrafting, and really and truly we should upgrade that to a better style event that wouldn't be subject to the backdrafting. And I'm kind of surprised they didn't do that, as they put a nice newer unit in here, but it is something we need to upgrade. All right, now I'm gonna get out of here, and hopefully safely. I'll report back in a minute. While I was up here in the attic, I noticed that we had an exhaust fan here that is just terminating right here to the attic space. You can see it kind of blowing insulation around. So that's actually supposed to terminate. That's a bathroom fan that should terminate to the exterior of the property, but oftentimes in these old houses, they used to terminate to the attic, and that's what we have going on here. All right, so we're over in the hall bathroom now. We got a pocket door, and the hardware to it is all broken. The handle's broken as well. And whenever you slide it, this is about all you get right here. And so, I mean, not a deal breaker, right? But yeah, the door to the bathroom doesn't work. Now you still have this door. You have the door, the entry door to the bathroom, and it locks and it works and everything. But the sliding door over here to this area of the bathroom does not work. And while we're here in the bathroom, we might as well notate the fact that we don't have any GFCI protection in the outlets in the bathroom. This isn't a surprise to find this in this age of property, but it still is very much something that a home inspection is going to report on and suggest upgrading. And then I found this pocket door, which is interesting because it functions just fine, only the lock is on the outside of the door. You know, in case you want to lock somebody in the bathroom. And then you've got this. Want to know how I found this? Let me demonstrate. When I came up on these bathroom doors, this is the way that I found them. Of course, I'm going to operate them. I'm going to close them to make sure that they function properly. And when I do, and that's my method. Now here we have something fun. Saloon doors. Fun fact about saloon doors, in Texas, it's actually against the law for you to operate them or use them if you're not wearing spurs. Technically, I could be arrested right now. Okay, yeah, that's not true at all. But, however, I am in the wet bar area right now, and although they're not serving up any drinks, I do have an issue in here, and it's the same as we had in the bathroom. Check it out. No GFCI protection near the sink. The wet bar area should be GFCI protected just like the bathroom. So far, I have yet to find a single GFCI protected outlet in this house. While we're talking about electrical receptacles, I want to mention that none of the outlets in this house are tamper-proof, and anything within 5.5 feet needs to be tamper-proof. And I know what you're thinking, Matt, they didn't even make tamper-proof outlets 40 years ago, and guess what? I don't care. Because, no, I'm just kidding. I'm not really that hostile. Look, it's just a thing. Texas makes us tell you that these outlets are not tamper-proof. It's just something that was added into the standards of practice like a year or so ago. And so we have to mention that all the outlets in this house are not tamper-proof regardless of when they made them or if they made them during that time. So now I got the fireplace going. It's working great. The chimney looks great. There's really nothing wrong with it at all as far as function is concerned. However, the one thing is the damper is missing a damper clamp. This is a really simple device that when you have gas logs, you're supposed to install this damper clamp so that the damper remains at least partially open all the time to prevent accidentally spilling carbon monoxide into your house. And so this really needs to be added. If you're watching this video, you have gas logs in your fireplace, and take a look up there, see if you have one of those things. And if you don't, go grab one. They're super cheap, really easy to install. One more thing before I wrap this video up. This toilet is very loose. Now that's all I'm going to show you in this video today. Of course, I found a lot of things. I found a lot of things that I didn't put in this video. It's a 40-year-old house. It's going to be a lot of things. But I'm going to end the video here. Stay tuned for the next one. Calling Incognito Home Inspection.